More and more U.S. foreclosures, the treatment of renters living in those properties is becoming an issue.
And now renters could get help. KOMU8's Brooke Hash joins us here in the studio with more on this issue. And once again, this has to do with foreclosed properties, not necessarily for the property owner, but when there are renters in those properties. Brooke, what can you tell us?
Angie and Jim, so far this year, more than 2 million American property owners have faced foreclosure. When renters are in that property, they are often left out in the cold, but that could change.
Can you imagine being a renter and all of a sudden you're paying your bills and all of a sudden they come up to you and say you got to be out?
Right now, if a bank forecloses on rental property,
we can go out that afternoon and say you have to get out.
Even if a renter always pays on time.
Well, the renters are continuing to pay the landlord, so they don't know that the landlord's not paying the bank. And those notices sometimes don't get to them. They don't get notified that it's happening.
The lack of protection for tenants doesn't sit well with either the Missouri legislators or renters.
Currently, the statute addresses homeowners that are falling into foreclosures, but not those tenants.
Curls sponsored a bill that would give renters notice that a foreclosure is coming. This bill would require whoever's taking over the property to give 10 business days warning in writing before a tenant must vacate the home.
We'll go out there and notify them that they're in a house that has been foreclosed upon, and then after 10 days we can then start the process to ask them to leave.
At that point, the occupants will have roughly 30 days before the actual eviction. Curls says it's only the beginning of foreclosure legislation, but for now...
But we've at least turned the corner to be able to provide some relief.
Now, this relief will only apply to people who pay their rent on time. The bill passed the House and the Senate and is now awaiting the governor's signature.